Shamokin is a post-industrial city located in Northumberland County. In the late 1800s, the city boomed in the coal mining industry, but has struggled to maintain robust economic vitality since the decline of the mining and textile industries. However, the community of Shamokin craves to revitalize the city with fresh initiatives that enables community members to restore the lively nature of what the city once was. Shamokin has recently seen an influx in tourism through the introduction of the Anthracite Outdoor Adventure Area Authority, which leased approximately 7,500 acres of former coal lands in the Shamokin area for the purposes of actively managing a family-friendly, motorized and non-motorized recreational facility. Additionally, the nearby Knoebels Grove Amusement Park, the PSSA, Valley Gun and Country Club, and the abundant Weiser State Forest lands are all within 15 minutes of the heart of Shamokin. These and other attractions establishes the city as a unique destination for regional recreation that attracts well over 1.3 million visitors per year to the combined destinations. Utilizing the renewed resources provides an advantageous opportunity for Shamokin as they embark on economic and community revitalization efforts. CEDACOG, working on behalf of the city of Shamokin, undertook an initiative to develop an approach focused on economic development strategies and thoughtful design initiatives to foster meaningful transformation. The effort primarily focuses on the downtown, especially the Independence Street corridor. This planning effort was undertaken in partnership with other complementary efforts, most notable the U.S. EPA-led Community Rebuilding Action Plan initiative. Plan GoShamokin has identified 6 key recommendation topics to focus efforts and resources as a way to achieve the community's goals of greater economic vitality and improved quality of life. Recommendation number 1. Foster public-private partnerships to make bricks-and-mortar redevelopment and business expansion happen. Support developers in completing several pending projects, especially focused on introducing hotels to the downtown, which will significantly broaden the city's tourism potential. Perform outreach with owners of buildings downtown to perform feasibility studies, undertake pre-funding activities, and partner on project financing and marketing to create new mixed-use and market-rate housing projects. Work with existing business owners to expand and reach out to potential business operators and startups based on the findings of the market analysis performed as a part of this planning effort to link businesses with occupiable spaces and funding resources. Package and promote local, regional, state, and federal programs and provide required technical support to shepherd businesses, developments, and improvements to fruition. Many programs exist, and it is important that Shamokin utilize its fair share. Recommendation number 2. Make the city development ready through sound policies and promotion. Update zoning and land development ordinances to meet modern requirements and to reinforce the notion of placemaking and pedestrian-oriented activities as a way to create a vibrant community. Develop and deploy a branding and public promotions campaign focused on linking new improvements and a fresh image. It is important to get the word out about what is happening as it is making physical improvements, because it is all about positive change. A well-informed project advocacy group is needed to focus on implementing this plan's funding and financing strategy, meeting with key agency and elected officials to inform and advocate for projects and to prepare funding applications. Implement crime prevention programs and projects starting with camera systems, speedy response to vandalism, and proactive education efforts. Improving eyes on the street by advocating design elements such as large clear glass windows can be used on rehabbed storefronts, which follow crime prevention through environmental design principles, also known as CPTED, advocated by the National Crime Prevention Council and supported by the U.S. Department of Justice. Some of these principles can be linked to ordinance updates. Recommendation number 3. Perform a makeover of Independence Street focused on complete street improvements that greatly enhance the pedestrian-oriented and aesthetic appeal of the city's main street. Relatively simple upgrades to Independence Street with a focus on ADA safety and aesthetic improvements, such as architectural lighting, planters, banners, etc., can have a major impact. Funding sources should first focus on developing uniform standards and plans, and then implementation. Implement in phases, based on resources starting in 100 East Independence Street block and work out from there. Ideally, projects include all improvements by block or specific elements, such as lighting along the corridor in phases. Recommendation number 4. Explore interim and pop-up solutions to address blight and vacancy downtown. In addition to the city policy to address property maintenance issues, activating the ground floor storefronts of buildings with varied installations to foster visual interest will mitigate some of the impact of vacant storefronts, tied to branding and promotion activities. Spaces could promote local and regional businesses, nonprofits, and events by highlighting them and/or products in vacant storefronts. Pop-up retail during events or seasonally could create additional activity, get people into buildings or on vacant lots, and test the marketplace for new uses and businesses without a need for major capital. Recommendation number 5. Create multi-purpose public spaces downtown as civic amenities and economic development venues. The downtown needs a central public space that functions both as a day-to-day green space for residents as well as a venue for programming events that increase foot traffic. Building simple but effective green spaces, such as this plan's proposed Pocket Park in the East 100 block of Independence Street, could create this type of space and also address empty voids created by the removal of blighted buildings along the city's main commercial street. Many of the plan's recommendations focus on this area as the center of the downtown, as an area most in need of improvement and with a lot of current interest in investment. The plan proposes ways to redesign streets and parking lots to make them function for their primary utilitarian purpose, as well as serve as venues for festivals and events, with an emphasis on the 300 East Independence Street block and the large off-street parking lot in the same block. Recommendation number 6. Advance critical infrastructure improvements. Work with PennDOT and partnering agencies to study intersection and Sunbury Street Route 61 corridor improvements to improve traffic flow and also make the city more bicycle and pedestrian friendly. It is important for the agency to understand economic development plans and priorities to help ensure that improvements support the complete multimodal vision. Support Northumberland County's effort to develop a multi-use trail that would establish Shamokin as a major trail town hub on a rails-to-trail from Mount Carmel to Sunbury. The city's acquisition of a large portion of the former PRR Railroad right-of-way along Commerce Street created the basis for a major linear trail route along the core of downtown. Integrate green stormwater infrastructure into projects, especially a greenway, including the aforementioned trail, via Commerce Street, while also undertaking an H&H study to hopefully reduce the regulated FEMA-designated flood zones in the downtown. What's next? CEDACOG and the City of Shamokin team are organizing resources to advance each of the plan's recommendations and all of the incremental steps needed to move them forward. Forming committees and task forces to spearhead the initiatives. Building strong partnerships to expand the capacity to undertake multiple successful actions simultaneously. Pursuing financing and funding through private lenders, foundations, philanthropies, and federal and state programs. To see the full Plan GoShamokin report, visit GoShamokin.com. For more information, please contact Betsy Kramer. This project was led by CEDACOG on behalf of the City of Shamokin. The project team included Prime Consultant SGA in association with Urban Partners and the KSA Group.